Hey guys, let's see. So it's Monday, January the 16th. It's MLK Day. I kind of think every day should be MLK Day, but it's not. It's also kind of a crappy anniversary. For me, it's the anniversary of the day my mother passed away. But we'll get through it. Derby City starts this coming Friday. And I guess as always every year I don't know if I really consider what I'm feeling is nervous, anxious. I think anxious is less than nervous, less of a bad emotion than nervous. But it's a little bit weird for me this year. It's mainly been what I call my give a shit factor. It's been better the last couple of days as the tournament gets closer and closer. But my give a shit factor, there for a while, it was pretty much non-existent. I had some plumbing issues in December that cost me a whole lot of money, and now they're back, so it's going to be a whole lot more money. I don't think I'm going to be buying any cues at Derby this year. That's kind of what I'm saying. I guess I could always, win some money in the practice room or whatever. But that's kind of doubtful because I'm not going to have a whole lot to be wagering. Bad shot. So my give shit factor just hasn't been very good, and that's eating it up a little bit into like the quality of my practice. Not a good time for that, but I know that I am a very streaky player. And so I'm not particularly worried about it. The 2020, that was one of my best ever bank pool tournaments at Derby. And I'm not even kidding, the night before, the Thursday night before the tournament, I had such a bad practice session. I always make little advice videos for myself, short little advice videos for myself, so I can kind of watch them. Like in the mornings, I go to the casino, I can pull a video up on my phone, a little advice, whatever. Anyway, my advice for myself in 2020 was, get your damn money back and don't play. That's how bad my practice session had been. And I did not take that advice, and I ended up having a really good bank tournament. Usually, leading up to the tournament, it's about like I kind of am today, just a little bit anxious. It's my big vacation of the year as well, and that'll be nice. I actually only have to work 2 days this week because today's the holiday, so I'm off Thursday, Friday, and all next week, and that'll all be nice. A lot of times after the tournament's over with, I'll go through various phases. Sometimes I'll be all fired up and I'm going to play. And sometimes my give a shit factor will go away. This year my give a shit factor has gone away before the tournament. I'm curious to see how that'll affect my performance, if it even does. It's not very good timing on anything like that mental to happen to me, but nothing I can do about it. I've been messing with this Efren thing the last couple of days on my banks. You guys might have just seen it. I don't know if you did or not. A lot of people have always said that Efren has a goofy stroke. He's got a goofy stroke. I don't really think it's goofy, and I also think that anything that the best player that ever lived does is something that I'm at least going to pay attention to. And so what Efren does, besides make everything he shoots at and all that, is so like a normal person will take some practice strokes, draw back, shoot the ball in. What Efren does is, where I just drew back and then stroked, Efren always does that in pairs. So Efren might take some practice strokes, and then all of us shoots are like that. And I don't know, the one explanation I heard about that once was it's enabled him to keep things moving, make sure he doesn't come back and jerk forward too quickly, or come back and pause for an hour and a half and then go forward. Ronnie O'Sullivan at times will do like a circular motion. I've talked about that. I've seen Shane Van Boning do the same thing, like a circular motion, to make sure that that jerk doesn't happen. It's not like that. Me myself, I usually come back. Yeah, I'm putting myself in the same paragraph as Efren and Shane and Ronnie O'Sullivan. That's good, Dave. Just keep telling yourself that. What I usually do is I'll pull back and then go forward. It's not a jerk, but neither is it like a Chris Melling pause back here. It's maybe, hell, at times I've even counted. One, like that. It's just a rhythm thing, I think, for the most part. But I've been doing this Efren double pump thing for the last couple of days in banks, and I've experimented a little bit with one pocket. Mostly I'm practicing banks here because that's the first part of Derby. And that's also the part where I'm the most streaky, I believe. So that's what I'm working on. That's the most fun for me as well. When the balls go in, it's the most fun for me. I was not timed right on that shot at all. Along with the whole give a shit thing, to be completely honest, and I always am completely honest, I've had some doubts about equipment. I've had some doubts about the Tascarella. And, right now, I'm pretty sure that I'm going back to the Southwest after the tournament. Of course, I pledged that this is my main cue until after Derby City, and I'm keeping that pledge. But I've started to detect just some inconsistencies in the way I shoot with this cue. I've been playing with it non-stop pretty much since August, since I got it, and a lot of those little kinks should have worked out by now, and they just haven't. So there's a pretty good chance that I'm going back to the Southwest, at least for a while. I may switch back to the Southwest, stink up the place, and then realize that it's not the damn cue, it's my fault. I already know this on some level, but maybe it would tell me that on the level where I need to hear it. Another place where I've been having doubts is, well, honestly, a shot like that. With the Town V10, I mentioned before, I do not get as much spin as I got with the Triangle. I don't get as much draw, I don't get as much spin. In that case, I needed a lot of left-hand spin to hold the ball up. I've zero doubt in my mind that I could have held that ball up enough with Triangle Chalk. With the V10, I don't get as much. And you know what? It's Monday night. Derby City starts Friday. I don't think I'm going to switch to the Triangle between now and then. Switch back to the Triangle between now and then. But I don't think it would surprise me too much if that's what I did. I'm also miscuing a lot more with this chalk. And I know I've said before that miscuing is just as much the shooter's fault as the chalk or the tip. But I've been playing with that stuff since the first part of November, and I've miscued more since the first part of November than I miscued in the 10 years before that. Yeah, and always at the worst possible times. You know, you never miscue at a good time. I guess unless you're dumping or something, but I don't dump. So, the shots like this are the kind of things that have caused me to have doubts about the chalk and myself. Is this is the kind of shot that I'll shoot in the damn tournament. I'll shoot a shot like this because, you know, my subconscious hasn't quite figured out yet that I can't hold this ball up nearly as easily with the V10. I have to change something. I have to aim a little bit more to the left, which increases the chance of a miscue or of a double kiss, things like that. Because I'll shoot it, and the way things are going is I'll shoot it and I'll miss it, and that's, you're not supposed to miss when you're playing in a tournament. Of course, people do, but I'm not supposed to miss a shot like this. There we go. So 1 out of 3 times. How many times have I said if they want to give me 3 chances at any shot in a tournament, I'm probably going to win the damn tournament? As long as they don't give 3 chances to everybody else, just to me. The same deal. I still knew that the 6 was a possible shot for me, or I would have shot it. But it wasn't as easy as, you know, I'm used to it being an easier shot, you know, with the triangle chalk. What else? I don't know if there's anything else exciting. I don't know if this is exciting. I guess this really isn't. But that's what I've been doing for the last month at least, is trying to, you know, I'm putting in several hours a day down here practicing, you know, watching pool on TV, whatever. Right now I'm watching this Johnny Mora, Tyler Steyer 10 ball, which I don't really care about 10 ball. I don't have a horse in that race, and I'm not really. If you held a gun on my head and said, please don't hold a gun in my head, but if you did and said, you got to pick one to root for, I'd be rooting for Johnny Mora. He's the only one of the 2 that I've ever met, although it was very brief, and I'm really impressed by the way he used to shoot right-handed and had the injury and switched to left-handed, and he was a world-class player with either hand. I think it's pretty darn rare. I wish I was that good, you know, opposite-handed. I'm barely competent opposite-handed. So I think it's cool. That's probably, if I had to root for somebody, it would be Johnny Mora. Nothing against Tyler at all. I'm still mad at him for marrying Margaret, but yeah, he got to her first, I guess. That shot right there, that's the kind of thing that will happen at Derby. The tables there play so fast that the balls would just bounce off the rails. I call them like pinball bumpers. And this golf is still in fairly good condition as well. So the same thing happens. The tin just, it comes off the rail way more quickly than I guess I subconsciously think it's going to. And so the cue ball is not out of the way yet. So the way that I have to get around this is I have to shoot it harder to make sure that cue ball gets out of the damn way. Also still have to make the shot. Hey, it only took me 2 tries that time around. That's pretty cool, right? I'm not sure I have any other really fancy updates or any updates whatsoever. I don't know why I said fancy. I'm not sure I have anything. I'm going to walk over to my remote in a second here. And stop the video. I do feel bad that not putting out videos at nearly the pace I used to. I just had too much shit going on with the plumbing and all that, and I am trying to practice as much as I can and get ready for this tournament. Get as ready as I can for this tournament. I will have fun no matter what. I'm going in there with a still fairly new cue to me, new chalk to me. My give a shit factor is, it's not here, it's probably about here. But I don't ever go in there expecting to win the damn thing. But I do want to go in there and shoot well, though. It's just more fun to shoot well. I was telling you the other day that I would rather shoot well and lose than shoot like shit and win, limp my way through the match. Now, that's most of the tournament. If you're going to put me in the finals, I don't care how much I suck, as long as I win. That's all if I'm in the finals, let's just say, if I'm on the TV table, I want to win the match. Probably never going to happen, and that's fine with me. Talk to you later.